Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be doing a full review on the 3 Angstrom cubes that I got from the Cubicle.us. First I want to say sorry I haven't uploaded it in quite a while. I actually cut my finger open from here all the way into the nail to the bone, and I couldn't I couldn't really solve for a while. It was pretty bad. I'm surprised it's looking as good as it is at this point, so sorry if you guys have to look at that once in a while. It's going to be there for a while. Anyways, so yeah, I've had a lot of time because I haven't been able to make the reviews on these to spend more time with them. And I've spent more time with my main and trying to consider whether one of these would be a new main or not. And I'll tell you my thought process between all of them and how they have changed since the last time I made a first impressions video. So this is the GAN Air, and this one changed the least, I would say, out of all of them. So when I first got it out, it was super gummy and really hard to turn, and then after solving it for a while and filming those solves, it loosened up, and now it's a really nice cube. Now I said that it's still pretty quick, but it's not as quick as I would like. Well, that hasn't really changed. I feel like I would have to put some DNM 37 in here to do that, but I want to keep these cubes the way they came from the Cubicle, so I'm not going to do that. But this is a very good high performance cube. It is the best GANs cube I have ever tried. However, this one, it just doesn't really suit my turning style, and that's why I've never really chosen any of the newer GANs for my main. But overall, it corner cuts just as good as you would expect in reverse corner cuts. It is a very professional top speed cube that's out on the market right now. I think that the way the Cubicle has set this up is really nice. I am white dominant, so meaning I do my white cross on the bottom, and usually I put a logo or something there, but it's on the red side, and that doesn't like screw me up while I'm solving it all. It's not a distraction. I thought it may be, but it's not, and that goes for all of the cubes as well. So I personally would take this off and put it here, and I can, but like I said, I'm going to keep these the way they are, just for collection purposes. All right, so the next one is the GTS2M, and this is what I use for my main, but the boron treated one. Now this one here is extremely fast. It's faster than my boron treated one. It's snappier. I don't know for sure. I haven't asked the Cubicle, but I feel like the magnets are a tiny bit stronger in this one than they are in the boron treated one. It's a very snappy feel. It can overshoot a little bit. Like I don't know, it became pretty loose pretty quick. Like I can do a U2 with one, and it's got magnets in it. But I'm never really, solving that forcefully while I'm, speed solving. So it's not really an issue. But it seems like it's just a little too easy to move, and because of that, the magnets are a little bit too strong. I still get really good times with it, but I feel the magnets too much while I'm solving with this one. And you guys know by now that when I solve with a magnetic cube, I like to know that they're doing their job, but I don't like to feel them very much while I'm solving. And I do feel it, and it becomes a bit of a distraction for me. So I will not be changing this as my main from my boron treated one either. This is the Volk. Now I spent, I think, the most time on this because I like this one the most out of all three of these. I wasn't really a huge fan of the Volk. I think it's a great cube. It's just I wasn't a huge fan of it as in terms of a main. This one is, it's kind of gotten faster. It's definitely gotten faster, but there's not a major improvement since the first impressions. This again was really slow out of the box, really hard and sticky feeling, and that's gone away, which is why I did the solves in the first impressions. And it's gotten a little bit faster. I've gotten more used to the cube, so I'm getting better on it as well. It's a top performance cube, just like all of these, and the Volk was originally. Out of all the Volks, I like this one the most, including the powers. So I would definitely recommend this Angstrom Volk if you were to get one. And personally, if you want a recommendation between all three of these, based on how I feel about these two, I would recommend the Volk. But that's personal preference, obviously, even though the GTS2M is my main. I would still recommend this one out of these three with this series. Get really good times with this one. Anyways, guys, I'm going to show you a couple of times with these each, and then we'll talk about them some more. So I think the older I've been getting and the longer I've been cubing, the harder it is for me to change mains. Back in the day, there was such massive improvements in hardware over a short period of time that my main changed quite a lot. Now, with experience, I know exactly what I'm looking for in a main. When I find it, I tend to stick to it. And my first experience with this was with the Diane Zanchi. I don't know how many videos I made with the Zanchi in it. That was my main for, I think, like 2 or 3 years at least. And now this boron treated cube is being my main for quite a long time. And there's been some serious cubes come out since I've received that puzzle, and I just can't really seem to change my main. And every time that I make a video like this with new professional puzzles, I really do hope that these new ones are going to change my main. I've had it for a while. For me personally, the GTS2M is the perfect cube. As soon as I received it, it became my main, and it hasn't left, besides the improvement of having the boron treated cube come into my life. I had really, really high expectations, really high hopes of these Angstrom puzzles becoming my main. At least one of them. And at first I thought it was going to be the Volk. I actually thought the Volk is going to change my main. I didn't touch my main for a while. I just played with these, mostly played with the Volk, and then I went back to my main, and I was like, okay, I've played with these for a while. I'm going back to the boron cube. These are good, but they're not as good for me as the boron cube. And I really hope that soon something comes out that is really going to make me change my main. Alright everybody, so one thing I didn't mention in the beginning is the Ganz Air is the quietest cube I've ever tried. In fact, it continues to get even more and more quiet the more I solve it, which is really weird. And in my first impressions I said that it comes default with yellow nuts, which may appear green because of the Cubicle black in there, and they do, absolutely. If you can see that, they look green, but I assure you they are yellow. Out of all three of these, the Ganz Air is the more expensive one. It comes in at $62.99, and then both the GTS2M and the Volk come in at $51.99. I recommend all of them. If your main is a Ganz, get the Ganz. If it's a GTS, get this one. If it's a Volk, get this one. I personally, out of all, if you don't have any of these as your main and you're just looking to switch for whatever reason, I recommend the Volk based on the ones that I got. But they're all really, really good cubes, and I can get really good times on them, but none of them will be my main, as I do prefer my boron treated one after going back to it while playing with these for over a week. Anyways, guys, if you want any of these based on this review, links at the top of the description to all three of those. You can get it cheaper actually by using coupon code CrazyBadCuber at checkout. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on my next video.